Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Sorry. Let me tell you a story about a trial. It is the heartbreaking tale of a group of boys, some pigs, and a very unlucky panda. I mean an overcrowded courtroom. Golding has been accused of libel for stating that humans are naturally evil. Prosecution believes that humans are born innately good, or innately neutral? Who knows? And that society nurtures them to turn evil. Who wrote this script? Defense argues that humans are born with aggressive and violent tendencies, and that society is needed to keep their natural instincts in check. And now, let's meet the judge.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you.
All rise. The court is now in session. Honorable Judge Lysol presiding.
Everything is good as it comes from the hands of the maker of the world, but degenerates once it gets into the hand of man.
This is exactly what would happen, because our nature is evil. William Golding should not be found guilty of libel. What kind of people are we to arrest someone for telling the truth?
State your full name and occupation.
My name is Jane Goodall, and I am a pathologist.
And would you say you had a privileged life growing up?
Yes, I have had a very privileged life growing up, and I'm very blessed with that.
Did you take advantage of this? Go to good schools? Get a job you enjoyed?
Yes, I took advantage of this when I attended Cambridge University. I was I didn't have to worry about money throughout college, so I was very thankful for that. And I also was lucky enough to get a job that I thoroughly loved that involved nature and primates, so I had the best of both worlds.
Well, I suppose yes, but I mean, they were still in society. It's not like I took them into the woods or something and got them away from society. But really, to get them, if I were to get them out of society, then I would have to influence them and have them follow me out of society first.
I grew up with great parents, and I was blessed with a good education, and my parents instilled in me good morals. I believe that man is has the potential to be able from birth, because I've seen firsthand how people who've grown up in places where they don't have a structured society, and I've seen what that's led them to.
And I know that human aggression is not decoded in a person's DNA, but rather it is because their society and their environment is the thing that influences them to act badly.
So how were you brainwashed? What was the event like?
My kidnapping, I was in my apartment, and the next thing I know, the door is knocked down and I'm pushed onto the floor and blindfolded. The next thing I hear are machine gun shots and my neighbors are screaming.
He becomes evil after killing, and he experiences the urge to kill because he wants to express to other boys that he's important to their society and that he can be one of the better people.
So in your opinion, why should Golding be found guilty of libel?
Golding should be found guilty of libel because he lied about human nature in his novel. Humans are not born with innately evil life.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
All right. So we scored an exclusive interview with this guy right next to the janitor's closet.
Oh yeah.
So, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Who are you?
Colin Turnbull.
How many illegitimate children do you have?
16 and a half.
Interview number 2. Look at this guy.
Hello.
What a freak. How you feeling? How you feeling today? How's it going?
I'm nervous. I'm second up in the fence. And I'm kind of nervous. And
What?
I'm shaking.
You're shaking. All right.
Happy Asian. Duck face.
How you feeling about the court case?
You're pretty cool, bro.
It is. I agree.
The court case?
Yeah, the court case.
I was milked like a cow. It was pretty bad.
Good morning, Mr. Matt. What was your occupation?
I was a gay San Francisco city supervisor, the first official of gay as openly gay, and a political activist for gay rights.
How did you become interested in politics?
Well, the growing population of gays coming to San Francisco lacked a sense of community, so I became interested in politics to bring that sense of community and to assert gay pride through political empowerment.
Humans are born innately good.
What did you attempt to do as director of the Kenya Wildlife Service?
I attempted to end the poaching of endangered animals, specifically in elephants and rhinoceros.
What did you do to end the poaching of these endangered animals?
I eventually had to order them shot if they were caught poaching, but I started out and I tried to be peaceful with the poachers.
If you attempted to be passive when dealing with the poachers, why did you end up ordering to shoot them?
I ordered them shot because I was given no other option. They did not respond to my previous tactics.
We have 3 sub-personalities, the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is basically the innate needs to just eat, sleep, and sex drive. The superego is parent-like. It's what turns right from wrong. And the ego, it holds on to reality.
What did you learn about the repression mechanism from your studies?
It takes away the bad memories by keeping them like in the subconscious until a later date.
Can you explain what a meme is?
Absolutely. I coined the word meme in my first book, The Selfish Gene. A meme is basically an element of culture. One example is a language.
Are instincts not innate?
Instincts, we are born with the instinct to survive, but this instinct isn't necessarily good or evil.
I'm sorry, you just contradicted yourself.
How so?
Okay, you just said that fight and flight are
Predictions.
Isn't there a kind of... What kind of predictions is this?
Just aren't humans. Yes, they were. And what would you have to say about that?
I would say that although pigeons are not the same as humans, they're taught by their parents, by their surroundings, that they need to get food to survive. It has to get food.
When you started these animals, it would just be their natural instinct.
Yes, it would.
You're starving these animals, and you're saying that they're closely similar to humans.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Isn't that torture?
You could say that.
And isn't torture evil?
I learned that political power grows out of the barrel of a gun.
Why did you start the People's Republic of China?
I started the People's Republic of China because I noticed that in China, richer people imposed harsh labor conditions on poor laborers, making profits while peasants starved. This motivated me to create a socialistic society in which everyone would be equal by the rules of society. Because everyone was equal, there would be no need for special rights.
In a can. Power.
If intelligence made you ugly, she'd be less attractive than Nancy Pelosi.
I don't get it.
It's KDY song. Okay, let's continue.
Go back.
How do you feel like How do you feel about the trial? How do we get?
I think it was a pretty even case, and that the witnesses were really good and held up under cross-examination, and that the attorneys all did a very good job, and everyone was very well.
Thanks for that insight.
I like the cross-examinations, but the direct examinations were kind of boring. Yes. I think Richard Dawkins was too stubborn. Like, seriously.
All right, me too.
Okay, so who are you?
I'm Andrew.
Oh, what's your favorite color?
Pink.
Oh my god. So, like, why are you in a Snuggie? Snuggies for days.
Okay, so we came to school and it was raining and really, really cold. So now I'm
How are your thoughts on the case? Like, are you nervous for it at all?
super, super, super nervous.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, everyone's nervous. Any thoughts, like...
I think the lawyers are doing a really, really good job. They planned it out well.
Yeah, what about, like, the witnesses? How do you think they're doing?
I think the witnesses are holding up pretty well under cross-examination.
Okay, well, thanks for your time. Glad to talk to you.
We're on. Go.
How do you think the trial went?
I think the trial went really well. I'm from defense. I think prosecution's cross-examination is really weak.
All right.
I'm gonna beat Netta out of the water.
Let's go.
Hey!
Bye.
One July afternoon, we were sitting on my porch making paper dolls, and I got bored, so we decided to cut off pieces of each other's hair. I cut off one of hers, and then she cut off some of mine, but then she continued to keep cutting off my hair without me knowing, because I was blind and deaf, and she was taking advantage of me, and she probably would have cut off all my hair if my mom hadn't come out and stopped her.
Who was Ann Sullivan?
A teacher my parents hired to help me learn how to control my anger and to teach me sign language.
Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning.
What is your occupation?
I am a guidance counselor, and I help children with conflict resolution.
Would you please describe how you crash landed on the island?
In England, there was a war commencing, and our plane caught fire at the back. We crashed into the foliage of an island, and the pilot was not found alive.
Why are you qualified to be a witness in this trial?
For several months, I stayed locked away from society on a deserted island with a group of boys, with no outside communication to the rest of the world. It was kind of like the perfect experiment for testing human nature.
And God, in the Bible, it states that God told you to do the different things you do and to teach people about Him and about you.
Yes, that's true.
So aren't you contradicting what you just said, that God doesn't tell you what to do? Doesn't God tell you to do? In the Bible it says that He does.
Exactly. I hear him and then I just do it.
But you just told me that God doesn't tell you what to do.
No, he does not.
Okay. What were your experiences with the Nazis?
My first real experience was when they found us in our secret annex and ripped us apart, bringing us to a concentration camp.
What did the Nazis do to the Jewish people?
The Nazis would kill us and torture us. They would not let us walk into some stores, and we were forced not to own businesses.
Why do you believe the Nazis did what they did?
I believe the Nazis did what they did out of fear, scared of what Hitler might do to them, seeing that what they do to us.
The boys acted savagely throughout many portions of the novel. How does your experience as a spiritual advisor help explain these actions?
I have dealt with fear a lot over the years, and I know every single person in this room has a fear of something. But how do you deal with that fear? You see, the boys were young. They were stranded on an island. They are going to be fearful. They were fearing for their lives, and they were fearing of never going back to their families.
A lot of these people grew up in bad neighborhoods or had abusive parents or lived in houses where domestic violence happened, and they believed that violence was okay, and they passed this on to their children, and when their children grew up, they performed the crimes and ended up in jail.
Why do you believe Jack acted so savage, and which tribe do you think he represents?
Jack acted savage because of the harsh living conditions of the island. It forced him to begin hunting, and after a while, he just learned that violence was okay, and this is exactly like the Egg tribe.
The major idea is that we think wrestling is more about the entertainment, not the sport. We have followed the ideas up that if we can continue to do that, we can keep people watching you.
What happened after you bought Capital Wrestling from your father?
I created WrestleMania, which is basically the Super Bowl, but for wrestling.
Well, the governments was just like Jack because they were both corrupt and transformed the society into an unstable, violent community. So William Golding shouldn't be found guilty because he was stating the truth about the seed of evil within all humans.
What did you look up to when you were young?
When I was young, the people I looked up to were mainly pimps and drug dealers. They give me a fair share of cash and drugs for helping them with their transactions.
Can you tell the jury about the street fights?
The street fights I participated in were brutal and bloody, and I beat up other young kids for money. But I got money, so it helped support our family.
Good morning, Mr. Golding.
Good morning.
What is your occupation?
I'm an accomplished author and a professor.
How was your home life as a young child?
I was raised in a moderately wealthy household.
What leads you to believe that humans are born aggressive and have to be taught to be good?
Well, in both of my examples, the men and boys, they both reverted to using aggressive behavior. We have our laws so that we don't do that, and we are innately savage and violent. So to avoid that, we must not take away the society that holds our true nature back.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face. Goodbye. Oh no!
Mr. William Golding has been put on trial for his false writings on human behavior. His beliefs being that humans are innately evil. Through the given testimonies, it is evident that his beliefs are fictitious and invalid.
If you challenge them and you take them to court, that's almost as worse than the Spanish Inquisition. I don't care what any of you believe. Because if you do find me guilty, you're no worse than Stalin. You're no worse than Stalin.
Can I have a statement in your camera?
Hi, I'm Vivian and I'm a defense attorney and I think we won.
I'm Katie. I'm a defense attorney and I think we won too.
I'm William Golding and I think I'm guilty and I'm gonna rot in a small cell.
All right, actually, I think we're gonna execute you.
On their cross.
Execute me?
Defense and the defendant and his attorneys, please rise.
The jury has found the defendant guilty of
The witness is sentenced to spontaneous combustion. The trial is now adjourned.
Oh no! That was terrible. Sure, you're a jury member. What do you think?
Great job.
Did the defense suck?
No,
Everybody did a great job.
Hey, you're on the jury. How did you feel about the case? What happened?
I voted innocent.
You voted innocent. Wow. So, like, you should be his hero. Yeah. How do you feel about being outvoted?
Because I think the prosecution did a good job in the
Was the whole trial rigged?
in the closing.
Was it all rigged? Is it all conspiracy?
Yes.
No.
It's not? You sure? So you're on the jury too. How did you feel about the case?
It was very interesting.
How did you vote and why?
I voted for the prosecution.
All right. Because of Richard Dawkins, right? That guy was beast. Just saying.
He was too stubborn.
Just for a number of reasons. It was close and it's a hard case, but it
We
just felt like
we lost 7.
Did you see that like really obnoxious lawyer on defense? What do you think of her?
Never mind.
Great. Well, you were on the jury, were you not?
Yes, I was.
Well, what did you think of the case?
I thought it was very well presented. Both sides argued well.
What side did you vote for?
I voted in favor of the defense.
All right.
The case was stronger.
Well, you guys lost. Well, how'd that happen?
I don't know. I thought the case was stronger.
Was it rigged?
That's my opinion.
Was it rigged?
I have no idea.
Was it conspiracy?
I doubt it.
It wasn't?
I just don't think so. Not into conspiracy theory.
So, are you the secretary or what do you do?
I'm the school records.
Oh, the records clerk. So you keep the records.
Yes. Anyone
comes in to register for any classes, just like this gentleman's registering for Italian,
Oh,
I
yeah.
help him.
Italian, that's a good language.
Yeah, very popular class.
Wow.